So, Drawman.
Yeah?
All the old paintings on the tombs, they do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh way oh, they're falling down like a domino. All the bizarre men by the Nile, they got the money on a bet. Grold crocodiles, oh way oh, they snap their teeth on your cigarette. Foreign types with a hookah pipes, they say ay oh way oh way oh way.
Oh.
Walk like an obvious pun. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Team Pizza Play's Renowned Explorers International Society. I, of course, am Whatthefnu.
I hate you.
It took this long?
I'm a very patient
This is
monster.
just now happening?
You have no idea the depth of patience within this being.
Alright. This is actually a good start to the episode. We've got an unexplored space with a character improvement right off the bat. Cost us 2 supplies, but it's not so bad. Oh, speech defense. Yes, I'll definitely give that to Molly. Let's see here. We could travel here for 0 supplies, but we could also travel over there for 2. Yeah, might as well get the free wits challenge. Why not, right?
You know?
Let's see here. Do we... I mean, there is no penalty for getting this wrong, so we may as well try. Come on a 24% chance. Oh, did she actually pull it off? Nice job, Molly. Woohoo! And we got a journalist added to our team, too, so we'll get even more campaign off of different things now. That was really descriptive, by the way. I should
No, be less descriptive. Be more vague.
Let's see here. You arrive at the oasis and prepare to refill all the water and canteens you have. Around the oasis, you see groups of locals, nomads, and a group of British excavators. What will you do? Who do you think has the better chance of pointing us in the direction of treasure, the locals or the British? Or should we just focus on filling the canteens and resting, which will give us more supplies?
We're going on an aggressive run, right? Let's go with the British.
Alright. Molly realizes that explorers and these British excavators don't always go hand in hand. How will you approach them? We could convince them to give us their supplies, or Molly could just steal it because she's a level 3 rogue. I mean, that would put us back up to tip-top shape. It'd be like all of the movement we had to spend to get here would have never happened. Why not, right?
Yeah, you know.
They mainly consist of tea and biscuits, but steal some. After Molly's daring action, you put all the supplies you've gathered together and leave the oasis before anyone finds out.
Good. Yes, we're British.
We are the heroes. We are the heroes.
We are the heroes. Dum 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 dum.
Let's see here. A private British expedition force. They're in possession of a full set of canopic jars, a piece that would be better off in a museum than a private collection. The investor spots you. Can I help you, dear travelers? A cup of tea, perhaps? Do we convince them one way or another by fighting? Choose someone to do this? You know what? We've already burned all our bridges with the center of the world. Why not, right?
Exactly.
You know, this actually plays into something that happened a couple episodes back. The anti-expeditioners, or the anti-explorers, I think it was. You can actually encounter them here if you're extremely unlucky.
Anti-explorers, you say?
Yes, basically a group of people that, whose only purpose in this game is to make your... Didn't mean to do that, although I can encourage Brutus here, whatever his name is. Jean-Piet. Yeah, I knew that.
I'm calling
Just
him
testing
Brutus.
you, everybody.
I'm calling him Brutus from now on. This canon.
I actually took that name from you, believe it or not.
Me?
Yeah, you said that way back in the day. It's like, look at this Brutus-looking motherfucker, or something to that effect.
Yeah, he looked like Pluto from Popeye.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yay!
Yep. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. It doesn't help that he also has that oar and the little sailor hat.
Exactly. Oh, he looks so much like Pluto. Oh god.
Although I am going with my... Did he serious? Alright, I know you can't hear the audio in the game, but what that guy just did is he yelled, "Money!" And he threw dollar bills in the air, or euros, or whatever those are. He's trying to bribe our medic into leaving the battlefield.
That's smart.
Genius, yeah.
That's very smart.
Oh crap, this guy's gaming the systems. I'm not the only one that can do it.
Oh no. Oh no. The game's learning its own programming. Which is bizarre.
You gotta wonder if anybody's ever tried to do something like that. Like, come up with a game that learns how to cheat at itself. That eventually adapts to the player's style, their strategies, and eventually figure out a way to game the player, if you will.
Like, the closest we've come with that so far is the Kyle difficulty in Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah, where it learns?
Yeah.
I heard about that. That was actually kind of fascinating.
What I also love is... In fact, it reminds me of a creepypasta I read, where this fellow's playing the SNES Godzilla game, and he ends up fighting the devil, basically. And the final boss fight, every hit the monsters took, he feels. It really feels more like a Goosebumps episode, but yeah, he's fighting, and he tries to pause the game to take a breather, then the game unpauses itself saying, "Shit got real, motherfucker." Like, the demon in the game is aware of everything, so it's like, he tries to pause it, unpause it, saying, "Nope."
I remember listening to somebody read this a while back. It is kind of a fascinating story if you've never read it before. It's got some very Undertale elements to it, which, you know, the story sounds a little far-fetched until you realize that, considering how advanced games have gotten these days, like, the concepts that people are putting into them, something on the level of that isn't too far-fetched anymore.
Especially when you consider the fact that...
I mean, the whole, like, you feel the pain of the monsters, that's obviously bullshit. Like, I hear the Oculus Rift is kind of advanced, but I don't think we've gotten that far quite yet.
Oh no, we're not... Would anyone even play video games if you could feel everything the player character felt? Especially if you're playing a game like Grand Theft Auto where people willingly just jump off cliffs, run into cars, or just for the hell of it walks
Ooh, nice! Gain a treasure, but it's 2 supplies. You lose 300 gold, and, Oh, we gained 2 supplies off of that. Nice. So, yeah, we get a treasure out of it, 2 supplies, and all it cost us was 300 gold. You gain 1 supplies capacity, too! Woohoo! That was an all-around awesome investment.
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a fascinating little read. My favorite part is how the only monster that can really defeat the bad guy is locked away by the bad guy.
Yeah.
And you have to essentially cheat around that. Like, he literally, divine intervention allows the player to cheat around that to get the only thing that can help him win. And even then, the demon cheats by giving himself an extended health bar.
You know, I actually came up with an idea for that not too long ago. Have I ever told you about NPC?
What's that?
It's basically a game where, you are not controlling the main character. The main character is actually someone you give advice to, you tell them where they should go. It's sort of a, oh, hang on, what type of leader? Molly has disappeared, so Jean-Pierre gets a new perk. Should he be a tenacious leader? Hang on, does he already get that? Smashing, stamina, tough. Athlete powerhouse, he does not have that already, so yeah, let's give him the athlete perk tenacious. Search leads them to a British excavation site. Uh-oh, this could go very badly.
You mean only
Sadly,
good?
the head of security comes towards you. No snooping here, this is a private area. Normally, Molly would handle such issues, but now the crew has to do with Jean-Pierre.
Oh,
I figured
no.
he would be the best leader because this is an aggressive team we're going with.
It's true.
Anyways, NPC, basically, it's sort of an interesting relationship you have with this character because you're reliant on one another. You can do things she can't, obviously, because you have access to information she doesn't. You can see around corners. You can see the stats of the enemy. You have all this information she doesn't. I actually toyed around with concepts of, like, the true final boss of the game you can only beat by actually going in and modifying the code. You have to hack the game to win it.
You know...
She actually, and the way we talk about this is like, if you are truly a god, if this world is as malleable as you say it is, perhaps you could change it in some way, she says. Or something to that effect. Just little things like that.
You know, I was listening to the Super Best Friends play.
Oh, nice. Molly's drinking tea with the executive. Alright, so these aren't the anti-explorers. We actually lucked out here. Encountered these nice people after the sandstorm and decided to follow them for a while. She believed the crew would do just fine and that you would find each other in due time. Great to have you back.
We did terrible.
Before you leave, however, the executive hears about the damage you've done to the security. He's furious and demands compensation. Molly gives the crew a stern look. We don't have to lose gold here. Because Jean-Pierre's a trickster, he can say something like, we were merely testing your security. Better pay us. The crew jokes that if Molly were to turn into a voodoo pirate, Jean-Pierre would be the new captain. We haven't been to that island yet. You guys shouldn't know about that. Kind of breaking the fourth wall there. Hang on a second. Might have a chance at treasure here. While walking in the intense heat of the desert, you see a needle on the horizon. You decide to make a small detour to explore it further. Once you're close enough that you see that's an ancient obelisk. Upon closer inspection, you notice some strange hieroglyphs. Philippe mentions the possibility of an entrance within the vicinity of an obelisk such as this one. What will you do? Search around. 25% from all scientists in the crew. If we fail, we lose one supply, and we don't find the entrance. Let's just risk... Like, I don't want to risk it just for 2 study. Let's search around the obelisk. I'm willing to spend the supplies for that. After an intense search, you finally find an entrance hidden under the sand. Focus on the epicness. Keep your eyes open for collectibles while walking through. Molly investigates a set of strange stones because she's a rogue. Enter a secret tunnel. The stones were very loose, and after taking some out, you discover a secret tunnel behind them.
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel. And we get both of them for that. We find ancient scribblings on the wall, along with some valuables. Nice. You arrive at the room of the pharaoh. There are all kinds of pottery, mummified animals, and hieroglyphs. I'm reading this off because I've never seen this before. And I think it's fascinating. I love discovering new shit in this game. But what immediately grabs your attention is a scepter on top of the tomb. We can take the scepter, but chances are we're going to have to deal with some traps on the way out. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm not losing to Rivaloo again. I'm taking every treasure I can get. Plus, to collect whenever a level 3 tactician or level 3 diplomat succeeds on the adventure wheel. That doesn't help us out too much, unless we get more tactical abilities for Molly here, but we'll take it. You take the scepter, but as you do, you hear the door behind you closing slowly. I can't see what happens if I fail. I gotta take it anyway, so... let's just hope. No! Crap. Drat, you didn't make it in time. Everyone joins an effort to lift the door open.
Oh no.
We've got to succeed on this one. 30% from all fighters in the crew, plus 20% from all the stalwarts in the crew.
Ooh.
Oh man, I don't want to lose a supply and a resolve this early. Come on, let's do it. Come on, guys. 4 in 5 chance. 1 in 5 chance to fail. There we go. Molly counts to 3 and everybody lifts at the same time. You manage to lift it far enough for everyone to crawl under. Awesome. Woo! That was a close call. I'm still sick, by the way, in case you couldn't tell from all the sniffling. Alright, so what is Philippe gonna do? Philippe's got a lot of options here. All of them aren't too bad. Do we want collect or do we want study? Probably gonna go with a little extra collect, because we get bonuses from that, if I remember correctly. And it's basically a 50% chance anyway, so what could possibly go wrong? Nothing, it looks like. Good job, Philippe.
You remember the Fairly Odd Parents?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the episode where they revealed that Timmy's life is a television show that people in Fairy World watch for their own sick entertainment?
Yeah, actually. That's another fascinating one to me. I love meta-humor.
It's like, where they just go, yeah, Timmy, your show's great and everything, but we're gonna have to get rid of your parents and your friends, and you're gonna need a catchphrase. What could possibly go wrong? She says in that very forced way. It's perfect.
At the War Temple of Sekhmet again. And we're gonna be I've never actually fought the goddess of war, Bastet, with a friendly crew, found out what her other side is, so... you know what? We could always use more study. It helps. Like, the passive bonuses really do help. Someone needs to play the game of war. Someone needs to talk with the general. Force your way in. Okay. We've got a tactician. And it's, not exactly a good chance. It was a plus 20%. Why does he get plus 20%? Because of all his armor, and he's a fighter. Got it. Can anybody talk to the guy?
So you said Goddess of War, and I'm just picturing Kratos...
in a dress?
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't there... I think it was God of War 2 in the bonus modes, you could eventually unlock a female character.
Huh. See, that I don't remember. But that would be awesome. Also, what I love is... I love how Kratos' whole impetus for his whole adventure is, it's not my fault. The whole reason he does anything is, it's not my fault. I was tricked. Really? You kind of wanted
You
power.
can't pin that on Zeus, dude. You can't do that anymore. Like, the original game, you had an excuse, because that was actually properly set up as a Greek tragedy. Yeah. It was a very compelling story. But past that, like God of War 2, God of War 3, where you ended the world because you were throwing a hissy fit over someone stealing your powers, yeah, that's on you, dude.
Yeah, he just kept going, it's not my fault, it's all Zeus's fault, everything is everyone's fault but mine. And again, the first game, it really wasn't his fault, that was a deal with the devil, he hadn't encountered on it. And yet, once...
Yeah, look at that. Bastet transformed. Like, she started off friendly, as the attitude here shows. But why would you go here instead of the Highlands if you're doing a friendly team? Because that place actually accommodates your style much better. It's one of those things I think we might eventually get around to if this series goes on long enough, but...
I know I had another thing to say. I forgot. Anyway, so, wow, yeah, I forgot everything I wanted to say.
I was sorry. I would have thrown something in there, but I kind of just wanted to see how long we could keep that awkward silence going.
No, I can make it longer.
No, please. You're half the reason this channel is doing as well as it does.
Really?
Yeah, actually. We had this conversation a few episodes ago. Like how people just loved the 2 commentator episodes instead of just the 1.
Aww.
Which makes sense, because from a commentary angle, it's much better too.
Aw.
It's great to have somebody to actually bounce ideas off of, to add to your jokes, to have an actual, you know, conversation with, as opposed to what Let's Plays usually are, which is basically you're talking to the audience. And because they can't say it, it's basically that awkward dinner conversation where, like, a little girl having a tea party, and she looks to Mr. Fluffy Bunny, and she says, "So what's the weather like?" Not much for conversation, are you?
No, we can make it more awkward. The Let's Play, we should have our we should just outsource our Let's Plays to an 8-year-old girl and just have all the footage of us playing the game just in the background as she's having a tea party. And also all the tea party guests there's not even a stuffed animal there, it's just her by herself. Also, she's alone. Also, she's in a white room. Also, it's in my basement.
Sorry, my brain shot off there for a second. Probably as a defense mechanism. Sorry, what were we talking about? Bastet? Right. Shit! I just realized I already made the Bastet case pun. What the hell am I gonna call this episode?
Oh, I can help you with that. Here's the title
Card
of our episode.
found it! Stop being sick! You've had 5 days to kick this disease. What's going on here?
You gotta break the habit. You gotta break the habit tonight. You'll write it on the wall. Because Kratos is the one at fault. No, we're gonna call this episode Secret Tunnel.
Secret Tunnel. Alright, now you're about to find out why Jean-Pierre is so awesome.
Okay.
Watch. Hits Bastet in the face, and that heals everybody around him. So technically, we've got 2 healers here. We've got both Philippe, who has the more traditional style healing attack, and we've also got Jean-Pierre, who can basically whack enemies in the face, and somehow that heals all of us. They call it the inspiring attack, like it's an attack that's so magnificent that it makes all of us want to fight harder. I imagine this animation just doesn't do it justice. Like he's actually doing some kind of crazy parkour, like it's like that one move in Soul Calibur where Keelik actually balances on top of his staff and then brings the whole weight of his body and the staff crashing down on the opponent. I always thought that was such a cool looking move. Like back when I was still in Chunkook-do, I actually wanted to make that part of my forms in one of the competitions that we went to. It was so cool looking. It's part of why I learned how to use the bow staff in the first place.
Huh.
Then I realized I needed to be a lot lighter to make something like that work. Like, I did some basic math in terms of how the physicalities of that would work. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's... Damn it, that's more fantasy than reality, isn't it?
I can top that. When I was in Korean kickboxing, I wanted to perform Rock Lee's Hidden Lotus technique. I had all but gotten down the whole, ducking and then kicking thing. I'd learned to do it.
No! That's the first time it's actually rolled over from a success into a failure. They've been really nice with that every other time.
Oh,
yeah, Rivoluz saves us. Somehow we owe him a little bit.
Well,
But he also warned us about the anti-explorers, which fortunately we did not encounter this time. Again, we've been very lucky with that so far.
I tried to, and I ducked and I kicked, but they didn't fly into the air. And so I realized, wait, you see, I didn't realize that it was, cartoons. I just thought I wasn't strong enough yet. So I actually put weights on my ankles.
You actually did weight training for a little while?
Yeah.
Nice. That actually, there's basis in truth to that. Like, the, what is it, Master Roshi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Master. I know about that whole thing. Shut up, everybody.
Oh yeah, Master Roshi. He had that big weighted turtle shell because Kami-sen and Ryu. He was weight training. He was conditioning his body for for the intense movements he would do.
Yeah, and basically when you take the weights off, you really do feel like your body is incredibly lighter.
You trust me, I'd worn them for a week, and I'd gone to classes and just walked around. And then one day I was told, take them off. You're actually going to hurt your knees like no other. Again, I didn't know. So when I actually took them off, I decided to sprint towards the bus because I was late for class. And I was like, oh my, and you know when you run fast for the first time, you just see things kind of blur. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, I did it! I did it! I unlocked the abilities on I was like, I did it! I finally achieved super speed! Oh, shit. I gotta try this again.
We'll unlock extra research from Encounter. Gain 50 renown whenever you solve an encounter with a chosen Whoa. That's really powerful. Or Engineering. More renown from gold. Start every expedition with a tool, which can be used to improve your chances on the adventure wheel. Oh, there's a lot of good options here, man.
Did I also tell you? So, speaking of Naruto, because I will never pass up an opportunity to talk about Naruto. So, yeah, everywhere, Naruto and Hinata have their children. Sasuke and Sakura, they've got their child as well. Choji also has a kid, I guess. So, ever tell you that I always wanted Rock Lee and Hinata to get together?
You didn't actually tell me that. Explain your position on this as we learn the aggressive route of effective plunder.
I know, appropriate, right? Because I always thought Lee should get with someone who... I always thought Lee should get with someone who is also a good fighter. Because, they could have sparring together. Couples do their couples hobby together. Some couples take karate classes together. What if these two started up a dojo together? That'd be cool. And plus, Lee would actually give Hinata the affection she deserves, since Naruto just kind of wrote her off for a while.
She needs to be with someone who isn't dense, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Lee is a caring individual to the point where, remember the tuning exams where it's like, oh hey, Sakura's in trouble. I'm going to go rescue her. One, because he had a crush on her, but I didn't see anyone else pulling that shit. He went up against these dudes who were clearly stronger than him, in jutsu status. He actually beat the shit out of them with hand-to-hand combat. But it's like, I didn't see anyone else doing that. I mean, no other team decided to say, oh, hey, those dudes are in trouble. Well, it's the world of ninjas. We gotta, cooperate sometimes. No one else tried that. Only Lee did. He was the only one.
Hold on a second. Sorry, I have junk going down my throat.
I thought this amazing revelation was so great that it was actually making you ill.
Choke on it! Choke on it!
Choke on! If I ever get eaten, I'm gonna scream that.
Alright, now we have a decision to make. We've got a whole lot of gold, so who do we spend it on? Who's getting all the extra defense off of the legendary armor? Molly's actually got, wow, 29? Philippe has 0 armor right now. He's more of a speech-focused individual. But then again, we won't be fighting a whole lot of aggressive teams anyway. Plus 25 speech defense. Rusty ring, but what if we spend it on a legendary memento instead? It's the opposite, plus 60 speech defense and only plus 25 armor. That would actually put him on par with the rest of the team right now.
It is good
in terms of armor.
It would be good to have a team that can work.
And it would make him invincible, pretty much, in terms of anybody trying to take the speech route. You know what? Yeah, let's balance out the team. This is probably a terrible decision, and I'm going to regret it later, but screw it, it's my playthrough.
It's my playthrough. I want it now.
96 speech defense, which grants him a 66% reduction from damage caused by speech attacks. This guy is deaf to the voices.
Yes.
We have become murderers, and he no longer hears the screams. We might have done something terrible.
You come from a family of thieves and butchers.
Timbuktu ruins. Do we want to, let's see, study or collect? We could get +2 study and +2 collect there, or if we go here, we could get 1 campaign and 3 study. Do we want to advance? I'll take the study, believe it or not. Because of the simple fact that if we max out that particular tree, I know that we're going to get a whole lot of extra renown at the end of the day.
Yes. I know I was saying something. Oh yeah. Yeah, Rock Lee would have actually treated Hinata like, a real person, and they would have been good together. And they're both underdogs, and they've been cute together, and I liked it.
Oh, hang on a second.
I know, right?
Trade of plunder. You gain -1 supplies capacity. So when you start an area, you have -1 to begin with. But you gain 1 supply whenever you solve an encounter with a chosen attitude, aka aggressively in our case. That could be a huge boon, dude. I'm gonna go for it. That's too good. Get them with aggressive raids. Let's do this. Holy cow, we really are just conquering the world, aren't we?
Hey, are you pondering what I'm still sounding like Tim Curry. Are you pondering what I'm pondering, Pinky?
I think so. I think so, Brain, but burlap chafes me so.
I'm going to hurt you, Pinky.
No! Alright, and on that note, that very poignant note, next time on Team Pizza Plays, we're going to be taking a journey to everybody's favorite Globus Cruciger, Transylvania. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu.
Ooh, we should turn Molly into a vampire this time.
I don't know. I think you only get that effect if you resolve it friendly.
Oh,
I don't know what
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what
Make him do it.
If you actually solve that encounter in a devious way, he gets all bummed out. It's like, I'll never be a good count. And if you encourage him after that, he actually becomes... Because, let me show this off. You know how we've constantly been getting specialists at the Entourage Halls?
Yeah.
Like, all of these guys over here that have given us special abilities. Like, Amelie, Gudmund, Rasha Reyes, and Monkey.
Yeah.
Well, he actually becomes one of those guys. I forget the bonus he gives, but unfortunately, in the particular playthrough I was doing, it wasn't very useful, but that's beside the point. I don't know what's going to happen if we take the aggressive route, but I guess we'll find out next time on Team Pizza Plays Renowned Explorers International Society. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu.
And I'm Drawman.
And we will see you again then. Later, everybody.
Yeah.